Hello everybody and welcome. So here we are now. I've got to tell you, I am super excited about this because this is just going to be something moving forward that is just going to grow and grow and grow, and it's wonderful to have you along with the journey with us here at Highlight Crafts, being able to do this for you all. Now, as you are probably aware or may not be aware, we do a flower of the month. Now, we've got quite a few of them on the go now. So we've done a whole year of these flower of the months, and you may be aware that we've done an SVG USB for you, or an SVG download of the at the beginning of the year of previous collections. Now, this is something super exciting because not only are we bringing you the flower of the month as a die, we are also going to release it to you as an SVG file and also Minecraft Studio. So Flower of the Month is available to you across 3 different platforms, which is just so exciting. So we're going to demonstrate, and so this is the first one we're doing in this format, and it is this is an SVG. So I'm working with the SVG file, and this is our Peony. And it's just beautiful. Now, I've printed off what I need to show you is the size variation. So with the die, and I adore the dies, absolutely love them. And you can use them in conjunction with this if you wanted to. You've got that one size. With an SVG file, we give you 3 starting off sizes, okay? You can then manipulate these sizes to whatever you want in millimeter increments using your SVG file on your scan and cut, okay? We only give you these 3 initial sizes just as that starting point for you. So in this variation for our lovely Peony, we have got a small, the original, which is the original die size, and then we've got the large, so you've got the 3 sizes. Now all I've printed off is the small and the large, so you can really see that variation. So this is the small, and as you can see, with the small, we can get 4 of those on there. With the large, which is fabulous, look how big this is now. So then that is the large, we get 2 of those on there. Not only are you getting this, you are also going to get decoupage SVG files and the reverse reflections for both this and also the decoupage. So everything is in each size. You're getting all of the formats in all of the variants, okay? And it couldn't be any easier. Now, just a little bit of it, just important, don't ever worry when you're printing your sheets off, because the sheets have already got what it is and also what size, etc. it is. So at the bottom here, on everything, on all the sheets, it doesn't matter what they are, they've all got relevant information. So at the bottom here, we've got Flower of the Month. It then tells me Peony, build a bouquet, because that is what the collection is. And then it says Peony Small. Moving on to the large one, you can see that it gives you the same, but it then tells me large. The only difference is when it's original, there will be no size, okay? It will just say Peony Bouquet, Peony. There won't be any size on there. So don't be worried and think, well, what size is this? Without a size on there, it's the original. So moving around the USB, let's go to the machine so I can show you how the files have been broken down. So I'm just going to go on here, open up my Peony. So obviously you'll get the download, pop it onto your USB, and this is how it will look when it opens up. You've got the Build a Bouquet, and then you've got over the edge. Now, the over the edge elements are your card. So when are your card blank and everything. So when you get a Peony die, you get a Peony, which is the cuts, which is the reflection, and then you get that outside edge. Some of them have got a full mat, which is a hole, and then on the big one, you get the one where it is a split unity. On this, we give you a whole one, and to do over the edge, it's just a case of welding that to a square or a rectangle, or any shape that you want to weld it to. It's really easy. We will do a video of that for you at some point, just showing you how to weld over the edge onto a shape, and it'd be super quick, okay? So in this, I just want to show you how to go around this and how to also group so you can cut this out. So we're going to go into the actual peony. When we go into the peony, broken down again, and it holds your hand all the way. Detail cuts, matte cuts, and the reflections. So this is where we're going to go. The detail cuts are as if it's an actual die. So all those little cut lines that you see in a die. But this is one to use beautifully with your drawing files. Matte cuts are exactly that. It's the matte layer of the actual die, but we want the reflections. When we open up, we've got the actual sizes. So we're holding your hand, 3 more files, large, original and small. So I'm going to go into the large because I've got one that I want to cut. Then we've got, ignore this where it says second colourway, because when you download this, you've got options of other colourways. So this, you won't open on your scan and cut. You will open this in your PC or your laptop to be able to print off different colourways of these sheets, okay? But it will appear on your machine. Here, these are what we want. So reflection DEC, that is the decoupage. We want reflection cuts. So click on there. There's the file. Press OK. That then sets it onto our working mat. Let me just go into my settings because just put that back to how it should be. There we are. Now, if I go into edit, here on the screen, you can see one red box. If I use my arrows, that little red box jumps about all over the place. Now, these are single SVG file cuts. To be able to cut an entire sheet, we need to group this together, okay? So we can actually move it and actually align it to the file. We leave them singular like this because, let's say, you're doing a quick card and you only want one flower. You can then delete all of these single items, keep the rectangle, and I'm actually going to do that because I only want one of the flowers. So I'm actually going to go into here. I'd want to delete that one. Yes, yes, because I only want to keep that top flower. Okay, delete that, and that. So the pieces I'm keeping are the rest of the flower that's on the page and that rectangle. You must always keep your rectangle. Okay, we're then going to group it. So we're going to select the boxes, everything on the mat, press OK, edit and group, press OK, and now we're going to scan in this sheet. So I'm making a super quick card just to show you. Now, whether you've left all of those files on the sheet or not, lining it up like I'm going to show you now, it's exactly the same for anything that you're cutting. Okay, the secret is the little black box. So load our mat into here, and then all we're going to do is scan. Okay, press OK, press scan. Absolutely, we want you to scan. So off it goes. And when it's scanning, it's just having a look at what's on the mat and saying, right, what do you want me to cut? Let's have a look. And I love the fact that we've got the scanner in the scan and cut because it's like a super way of doing fussy cutting. Ta-da! There we are. Now what I need to do is I need to bring this down, and I'm aligning that box on top of the other one. So I'm going to go OK, sorry, edit. And I want this little spyglass here. So I'm zooming in. The first time you zoom in, it's 200%. The second time you zoom in, it's 400% if you're on an SDX. So now, here, look, can you see that I'm just out? I'm not quite aligned. Now your arrows here are going to move your box. So let's move, make sure that that's on top of one another. That's brilliant. These arrows here move you around the screen. So now I can check. Yeah, I'm happy with the position of that. Fabulous. I'm going to press OK. If it's just a little bit off, let's go back. So if you haven't got quite aligned, you can either use your stylus and just nudge it, okay? Or again, just nudge it around with all your arrows. But if it is what I try and do when I'm doing it is I try and align it the best I can with my stylus, and then I nudge it with my little 4 arrows. and then the bleed actually takes care of the rest. Because let me show you, let me zoom in again. Can you see that SVG cut file, the black line, can you see all the rest that's happening around it? That is what we call a bleed, okay? So you really haven't got to worry about it. It's all taken care of in the actual printout. So let's press OK. We're going to go all the way through now to cut this out. And remember, I've chosen the pieces that I wanted to cut. And that is the beauty of having an SVG file. If I wanted to, and I wanted 2 of those large, I could have deleted all the rest of it and just cut another large one. But as long as then, when you do this, if I was using this sheet again, I'm going to edit, object edit, and I'm going to ungroup. Because if I leave that black box on there, it will cut that red line, and I want to use this sheet again. So what I'm going to do is actually delete the red box. Everything else is still there, and I know it's aligned. But I'm going to press OK, OK again, press select, and cut. The machine is now going to do all of this for me, which is fabulous. And then we're going to make a tiny little red rocker card. So I've already got a circle, scored it down the middle and folded it in half. And I'm just going to place my peonies on here when it's done. And it's super, super simple, but it's really important that I went through some of these, exactly what's written on the bottom of it, where you find it, and how you orientate around the actual SVG file once it's on the machine. But that little trick about deleting the black box is also quite important, because you'll see in a second, it's easier to actually see the physical item, because now I've deleted that black box, the rest of the elements that I've left on that sheet that I've not used, I can still put that sheet back on my mat, and I can still align it and delete the top half this time instead of deleting the bottom half. So it won't be a second, and then we can stick it all down and make a little card. So all I did for this is I just found one of the circles. I just used one of the circles in the actual shapes, just basic shapes, and made myself a little card. So I've just cut a circle out, scored it and folded it in half. Now this is where you'll see what I mean. So now, if I'd have left that black box SVG file on the screen, I would have now taken that off, and it would have been a frame, and it would have left me with this and this, and I can't scan that back in because I deleted the box, the SVG file. It means that now, if I wanted to, let me just take my elements off of the machine. Oops. Like so. I love this peony, and we've got some beautiful colourways in it. Just be gentle when you're lifting. So now, okay, I've got the bits that I wanted. I can put that back on my mat, and because I've got that complete box, I can delete these elements because I've cut them, I don't need them, but I can line these one up. So that is like a little tip, a little trick that we do, so we're not wasting anything. Now, all I need to do is build a lovely little card. So I'm just going to pop, for this, I'm just putting a little bit of wet glue on here. And I'm going to lay the peony on my little rocker card. Sorry, excuse me. Like so. And then we have the other elements. So remember, all of these extra pieces, a little bit more glue. Come on. So there we are. That's better. Like that. You can have an extra bud. And what I'm actually going to do, if you can see, I've curved the actual element. So I've put some shape in it, and I've put glue here and here, just on the edges. And this is a cheat's way of not using lots of foam pads and things. Because if I then stick it, I want to tuck it under there like that, and just dome it and hold it. That is then a little cheats way of not adding extra weight to my little design. And then I've got my little buds. So again, let me tuck that one under there. Lift up that. Oops. Let's put that's better. That one there. I've got some extra foliage that I'm going to tuck in like so. And then I've got another little bud that I can then, whoops, tuck in this way. And it's a super simple card, but it just shows you just how lovely and easy this is going to be, okay? So adding little extra pieces to this, you could go in with your decoupage glue and add a little bit of sheen, put some little gems or flat back pearls around here, or put a little band of ribbon on there. But how easy and super quick is that? But it's all about that fabulous SVG file. And that's only a little bit of what you can do with this. Just think of everything else that you're going to be able to do. All of those aperture cards and everything else that you can build up with this. Resizing. So remember, we give you 3 sizes, but that is just the start of your adventure, okay? 3 sizes, just a jumping off point. It's all then up to you whether you go really big. Now, if you've got a 12 by 20 format and you can print onto A3, just think about how big that peony can be. So even wall art, print it onto vinyls and put it on your wall in your bedroom or on mirrors and things like that. So the SVG files for the Flower of the Month are really, really exciting, and we hope you're going to be joining us on the journey. So you can find all the details on ilikecrafts.com. It's all there for you. Just type in Flower of the Month SVG and you'll find everything, including those extra colourways is going to be there for you as well. So come along with us with the journey. I hope you're going to come along, and we want to see what you're making as well. So we'll see you all again soon with another Flower of the Month. Keep watching. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all of our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.